AI claim anything. First review, validate, and then implement. You can use any AI tools. The discrimination is there. Ki you have to read, certify, and then only use that. They not say ki whatever I did is the correct. So that's the reason pharma cannot use anything without validations. India investing now in R&D like anything. Earlier days, India just tried to copy the formulation and all. They not think about the first to file, especially for regulatory market. They not to innovation and all like that. This change, scenario change now. Now Indian company is now more competitive. You may not be surprised, you see like some of the Indian company file new molecules. You cannot do anything without learning. So learning also required, and practically when people start working, and working experience also useful. So if you apply both, then only troubleshooting can be done. See, now people is very smart. Only they need the proper guidance. They are ready to work. But if in the beginning only, if not giving the right guidance, then whatever he learned, they will do work accordingly. So right guidance is very important.
Welcome to the show. Today we have Mr. Mithilesh Thakur, who is AVP Quality Operation at Inventia Healthcare. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, we have a lot of questions for you and a lot of information to understand your journey. So, how did you enter into the pharmaceutical industry?
So actually, I do have more than 3 decade experience in the pharma industry. I started a career with one small company, injectable plant and all like that in 1990. And then many company I work, and major companies in India is Sun Pharma, Mylan, Wockhardt, and then now with Inventia Healthcare. Couple of international assignment also I did, like I work in greenfield project of Oman Pharma in Oman. Couple of international company visit, like when I was in Sun Pharma, I visited Brazil to see the GMP compliance and all like that. So this is what in a total 35 years I did. Yeah.
Why pharma, sir?
Actually, when I complete my masters, I was not knowing more about the industry and all like that. And because I am from chemistry, so I thought this is the best field for me. And I received first opportunity also in the pharma. That's the reason I selected this field.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, you have worked in different pharma organizations.
Yeah.
Which one would you say that you had the best experience with?
I would say everywhere is different experience like that. So in my career, I almost cover all industry. I can say I work with API, formulation, biotech, injectable, steroid, hormone, new greenfield project. So where I work for laboratory 0 to completed that company with all regulatory approvals. Yeah.
Sir, what did building a career in pharmaceutical quality outside India teach you before you started working in the industry?
See, out of India is very helpful with respect to your see. In general, when I was started my career, people worried about to share the truth. They not open up. But when I travel abroad and all like that, when see people is not worried for anything, you whatever you are doing, you have to write, you have to do explain same thing, and then that help industry that person to grow. Because once you do explain what you are doing, then you identify what gap also and how to correct the gap. So that helped me also a lot. And they are very transparent. See, that is what say now India also very transparent. Last 10-15 years journey is like transparency and all like that. But prior to that, people is not that much transparent. They don't want to open up. Not see like analyst not giving information to their reviewers, reviewer not giving to the managers. But now this is changed.
Why did that happen, sir? What do you think?
Because this type of culture was not developed. That was there for very few company in India, right? Even the big company also you heard they face the problem because of this reason only. But now things are changed.
So you have handled a lot of audits nationally and internationally.
Right.
Can you please tell us about that experience?
See, I audit about 10 US FDA till my more than 3 decade careers. I face MHRA, EU, Anvisa, INVIMA. I can say most of the audits, even many regulatory ROW markets. So most of audit regulatory I face, and every auditor's audit is new learning. I can't say one country is the good, other is not good like that. Everyone having different way of auditing. Some Asian country audit is much more learning. Yeah.
So, what would be the benefits that you reaped when you were handling these audits, sir?
See, this is the important thing to know the auditors.
Mm.
As a auditee, you know what auditor want, when they want, and how you keep your team ready for that. Because see, the auditor don't have time. They come for audits maximum 5 days, and they want to audit everything within 5 days. So they are doing sampling of every systems. If we are not giving right information, right time, then they may not able to finish. This helped me and when my team also to keep everything ready based on the experience, based on the expectations.
So you've also involved in QMS. So
Yes.
how do you have the how do you engage in managing the team and the system?
See, again, here also openness is very important, right? So I always encourage team to share whatever happen and don't delay.
Mm.
So first person of the team come up with observations, open observations. We discuss, we try to find out what happened, why happened, what is the root cause, and how we can work with the team to avoid reoccurrence. And this is not related to the particular person done the mistakes. This to be we have to see holistically all people, all systems. Is there any gap related to this to be filled? Then only we avoid the reoccurrence.
So you were working in Oman and then you came back to work and work hard. How did that transition take place, and what was the reason that you wanted to come back and work in the
See,
Indian
there is
industry?
two reasons. One is why I went Oman leaving India. So that is the reason. Some you can say financially thing and all like that. So I want to grow myself economically also. That's it. I went Oman. That was the greenfield project. So this company just construction completed. I am the first employee in quality. So I have to do lot of new things. So I feel this is a good opportunity for me. That's the reason I went there. I establish all system there, like procurement of instrument to qualifications, regulatory audits, all major audit completed in my tenure there. And then I thought my kids are growing now. They want because the education system is not that level in that time in Oman. That's the reason I say better to go back because my youngest daughter, she is in ninth class. So better to go back and then give him good foundation for at least for educations.
So are your children also working on science field or?
My daughter is completed MTech biotechnology
Oh wow.
and she did again master in USA and she is working in USA. Yeah.
So
Even my son,
okay.
he's science but he's not in chemistry background. He is IT backgrounds and he working in one of the IT company in USA.
Okay.
Yes.
Uh, how do you see the change in quality of the pharmaceutical industry that is happening over the years?
See, these very good questions because as I explained you earlier, 15 years before, mindset was different. Quality people have to struggle, right? But now things are changed. People, company giving more more worried for quality. They give more facilitating. Like in Inventia, when I'm working, I'm doing lot of automatizations to avoid the manual intervention. I think in India, Inventia is the company. They come up with robotic diluters, so no manual dilutions, right? So this type of automation, because pharma field is having hardly automations, so scope is very high.
Mm.
for optimizations.
So it is important to have those innovation.
Correct.
And
Like one example in pharma, still we are working normal HPLC.
yes,
They are taking lot of solvent consumption and normal dilution, like what dilution is 5 ml to 500 mls. Solvent we are using, right? That is wastage. So, like robotic dot diluter, what I discussed with you, they reduce the consumption solvent, I can say minimum 10 times. More than you cannot, but then minimum 10 times. So that is saving environment also, because solvent is not good for the health of the peoples. Anywhere it is going, either you drain or like that. This anyhow little bit hazard is there, right? So this will reduce.
So talking about innovation, and now that we see artificial intelligence into every other domain, how do you see that changing this landscape? And do you also see any threats in this aspect?
See, because this is pharma is the related to people health, so it's very important. Anything you want to change must be validated, evaluated, prior implementation. If you not evaluated, like see AI claim anything, you can use any AI tools. The discrimination is there. Ki you have to read, certify, and then only use that. They not say ki whatever I did is the correct. So that's the reason pharma cannot use anything without validations. This is my thought. Whoever want to use, first review, validate, and then implement. But yeah, this is a game changer. Like like something I want to write that take me 10-15 minutes. Then I have to read again. Especially when I am sending to my seniors, third party, my customers, I have to read again and again. This AI tool helped me to correct and then give the, oh, this is the way you can improve. So helpful is there. But if you are using for some pharmaceutical compliance, then better to reevaluate, check that what is the percentage of accuracy, is 100% or something less. If all is good, then better to implement. Yeah.
So you've worked in different organizations. Was there a specific project or a scenario which was quite challenging, and which was something which changed in your career, or which is something which you can never forget as a learning in your life?
See, because I'm chemistry backgrounds, when I work with biotech, that was challenging. And this is really challenging because there is a pure mixture of pure chemistry and biotechnology.
Yes.
Because you are simulating drugs and making, this is like, see, any chemical having side effects. Biotechnology have less or no side effects.
No side effects.
So you are simulating as generating in our body, like insulin. How generating body? Same way we are generating, but not by humans, right? This is really science, and that help a lot. And still, I remember that experience. Now I am not working in biotech, but that was one of the challenging and very knowledgeable experience.
What do you think, sir? Today, the kind of people entering into the pharma industry, do they have the same rigor like how someone like yourself and your own counterparts, do they have it today to make it up to this level?
See, when a new person come to the industry, things are changed. 30 years before, 35 years before, when I joined, challenges were different. Today we are discussing about AI. People using mobile, right? Say they don't have that much patience. The patience I have, because when I joined the industry, very few company having HPLC. I remember I changed the company because that company is having HPLC. Presently, today people join, and within couple of months they start using HPLC, latest software, chromatography, instruments, and all like that. So their growth is much faster. But same time, not all, I can say, they are not caring as we care that time. So we have to handle him very carefully.
Do you feel they have it quite easy today? And that is why that caring is not there?
I can't say easy, yeah, but as compared to that is easy, yes. Yeah.
And what is the change that you see in terms of drug delivery, drug formulations that has been happening over the years?
So I can see huge change. Because India investing now in R&D like anything. Earlier days, India just tried to copy the formulation and all. They not think about the, first to file in especially for regulatory market. They not to innovation and all like that. This change scenario change now. Now Indian companies now more competitive. They now come to the stage where they think for first time or first innovation like that. Uh, You may not be surprised. You see, like some of the Indian company filed new molecules.
Yes.
That was rare earlier. Rare or no, I can say. But this is now started happening
Why do you think that is happening, sir?
because people start investing and ready investing in R&D. Earlier, they thought R&D is a burden because what they have to do, they just copy one formula and make the product and sell to the market. That scenario changed. Now they people understand the long time business impact, not short time. Copy paste survives short time, not long time.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what are the changes that you actually witnessed after the pandemic in the industry?
See, people mindset change. That is, I feel like that. People come together. They understand how to survive in this difficult situation, like today's war going on in Middle East. People that much impact is there, but not that much. Even though problem is there, because people learn there that time how to come up when there is the problem.
So we have some rapid fire questions for you.
Please.
Oman versus India quality culture. The biggest quality culture difference that you saw in one sentence.
I say uh, India is more adoptive. There is a bit difficult. People is not have that much expertise in all like that.
Okay. API versus formulation. Which is harder to get right and why?
API is harder
Why, sir?
because there you need to apply pure science. Every step of manufacturing is science. You cannot. In formulation is the fixed process, right? You just apply whatever the fixed validated process, you will get the batch.
The troubleshooting instinct. Is it something that can be taught or do you either have it or you don't?
See, both applicable. You cannot do anything without learning, right? So learning also required, and practically when people start working, and working experience also useful. So if you apply both, then only troubleshooting is can be done. Yeah.
Pellets versus conventional tablets. The single hardest analytical challenge specific to pellet QC?
See, again, this are two type of pellets and tablets. One is the immediate release, one is the extended release. So extended release is always challenging.
Why, sir?
Even because their matrix is different.
Okay. But which is more beneficial?
See, this is depend on the people requirements, right? Somebody like some patient want immediately release of the tablets or pellets, right? That is the requirement. This is based on the patient require. Extended release is people getting within timeline. Like somebody want one particular medicine, if you take more dose at a time, they risk of life. So they require in within time interval. Like first 2 hours they want some 10%, 24 hour want 100% release. So product is designed accordingly. Yeah. But analytical challenge is more in the extended release. Yeah.
Sun Pharma versus Milan versus Workhard. Which quality culture taught you the most and what did it teach you?
So as I stated in the beginning, everyone having different culture. So everywhere have some weakness, some strong points.
True.
So my role when I join any company role is to utilize my experience wherever gap is there, and something good is there, that continue.
Absolutely. OS investigation, the most common root cause. Not the official answer, actual answer, sir, please.
See, generally, if you say few years before, not many years, few years before, people generally give root cause human errors and all like that. Scenario now change, and now people believe on actual root cause. Why it's happened? I give you simple example. One instrument failures. Earlier, people instrument failure, root cause. This is not root cause. This is the problem. Why instrument fail?
Yes.
Right? Why fail? If we identify that root cause and work out for that, then that will not happen again. At least minimize. Something cannot be 0, but at least see, happening 100, that will reduce to 80, 80 reduce to 50, 50 reduce to 10, 5.
One instrument, single analytical instrument every day that is advancing the drug delivery that the lab must have and most fully utilize, but
See,
which they don't actually.
yeah, that is the many instrument, like HPLC is very important. Dissolution is for oral solid is very important. Now, latest scenario and nitrosamine is very, very important. People awareness increased. Earlier, people not worried more in India. Hardly any company have LCMS. Now, most of the Indian company, they come up either they purchase the instrument or they outsource the activity, but they are doing that. So people is now health conscious like that. They want more see that our patient is safe. Safety is the first priority.
So, when did this evolution take place where we started coupling chromatography with mass spectrometry in pharma industries?
See, this not new, but
Yeah.
like last 7 8 years is started changing and all.
What was the reason behind it?
Reason is nitrosamine is the one of the reason when first this FDA come up with the problems and then say this is a risk hazard and all like that. Then they started changing.
Does that help in speeding up the process also?
Yes, see earlier even manufacturer they are not worried like that how much nitrosamine they now controlling their API manufacturing state only.
And how about the accuracy, sir?
See, any nitrosamine is the very lower quantity like that, like right. So method developments and all is very important. So if our instrument detection is not the up to the requirement, then product pass in one lab and fail in other lab.
CDMO quality responsibility. When you're manufacturing for a client, who owns the quality?
See, actually, both is responsible, but more responsibility who is manufacturing because they are responsible for the products. I'm not talking about low license and all like that. I'm talking whoever develop the products, who is manufacturing is the responsible.
Yeah.
Entire life of the products, not just release the products.
Okay. So, your entire career, if you have to say in one word or in one sentence, what would you say?
I say is I find I am enjoying my career both by challenge, by knowledge, and every day is using what I read in my academic education is useful for me, and that's the reason I'm happy.
So, what suggestions would you give for the current and future generation who would want to probably take a very similar path like yours?
I would say people must join the industry with interest and try to understand the requirement based on their job profile. If they understood that, I think life is very easy. And one word is the honesty. In pharma, there is no compromise in honesty. See, there is a rule, and any inspection, FDA inspection, regulatory inspection, auditor want is what you are doing, how you are doing, and show me the evidence. So these three, if you understood, I think not a problem.
So, how can this generation be prepared for this, sir?
See, now people is very smart. Only they need the proper guidance. They are ready to work. But if in the beginning only, if not giving the right guidance, then whatever he learned, they will do work accordingly. So right guidance is very important. I feel like a small boy, if you not teach him right, they will do whatever they think. So that is my experience also and my suggestion also. So give the good guidance to people. Teach them first time right. Instead of telling like that, okay, you do now whatever you want, I will see afterwards.
How has your experience been attending Analytica Lab India, sir?
It's very nice. I look like very peaceful and all everybody is ready to explain everything like that. I visited 10 15 stall.
Okay.
They explained me. Yeah, I was looking more about the PAT and all like that new technology, but that is not there much. But yeah, normal whatever industry using is there, and is a good conversation and discussion.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for your time.
You are welcome. Thank you for giving opportunity.